Guys, I am very sorry for the late arrival at season 7, round 7 at Cota. But I thought I was linked. I was linked, but I've had a bit of malfunction with my PlayStation 5, and now we're back on track with qualifying with all Mac. No, sorry, with nobody second at time at the moment. We've just got under 11 minutes of qualifying left to do. I'm very sorry for the late arrival, but I was ready, but like I said to you, the PS5 wasn't linked to YouTube for some unfortunate reasons, so I had to restart everything, and that's why we're 3 minutes down on qualifying. Nobody has set the time at the moment. Like I said before in previous comms, I like to have the map big to see where everybody is on track. FRL back. This is powered by Next Level Racing. We are at Cota, season 7, round 7. This will be an action-packed. I raced there on Sunday, 2 30-minute sprints, and we had a lot of fun. Plenty of opportunity to overtake, plenty of fast straights coming down this back straight as we're on board with George at the moment. I'll just go through the grid to see who is on track, which is Allmark. George, we was just on board with Allmark at the moment. George at the moment. Axel Racing is also there. Captain Van den Beek. Nico. Sorry if I missed you. Lewis has set the fastest time with Axel Racing in second. We got Jack, Supercat Ray, Asnobi. I am spectating, so I'm not currently racing, so ignore that. We got Blue Flag setting a time, as well as Jay Prentice, Nathan Dinder. We got Rui going the quickest at the moment with a 2:08.9. We got King of the Hills, Anderson, and FRL Voltel. So that'll be 17 drivers out on track. Ignore me because I am your comms guy for tonight. Got just under 10 minutes left of qualifying before we start this epic race. Bit unfortunate I did start the qualifying. Like I said to you, I was linked to do comms, but at the restart my PS5 for unfortunate reasons. I'm not sure why, but we're all up and running now. So we've got Taco Tuesday Tier 2 and Cota. With just under 10 minutes left to go. So this is going to be fun, especially going into turn 1, where there was a lot of action in the first couple of laps. Sunday, so this is a race after Sunday, so this is Taco 2, so be sure to see plenty of action, especially the tricky first section where there's a lot of track limits. Everybody hates this track, everybody's complaining about track limits because it reminds me of Paul Ricard. It's one of them tracks where you got no boundaries and you just got to make it precise on your entry and exit. But there's only 5 racers that have set the time so far, with Axel being the 5th one with a 1.1 slowest at the moment, but we've got plenty of time to make more time up. There's just 8 minutes left. So we looked at them. I can't even say the bottom of the field because who knows who's where at the moment. I don't think anybody have set any times because of that first sector track limits. It's not my not my favourite track. The track limits here, everybody hates it. I can be sure I'm not the only one. Surprising Supercar Ray haven't set the time at the moment. With J. Prentice coming up in 5th, just in front of Axel Racing. And Nathan in the McLaren. He comes around this, I'd say a left hairpin, coming down the fast back straight, where there will be plenty of pressure coming down into the sharp, I'd say another hairpin left, sharp left, what are you going to call it? I'm going to watch on the outside of this corner because there are sausage curbs on the outside. I've hit them a couple of times. You'd be surprised how many sausage curbs are around this track where you wouldn't expect them to be, but you think, oh yeah, I could use most of the drag limits, and then here now, coming around this corner, you think, oh, I can use as much curb as I can, the sausage curbs there, bounce over them, just like I did. George comes across a line, he doesn't set the time. Allmark doesn't set the time. There's plenty of cars still out on track. Blue flag improve on his time as he comes across the corner with a 2084. Currently the fastest guy on track provisionally at the moment. So Supercar A, expect him to make a time because he's normally consistent. He's normally up there in the top 5. He doesn't set the time. Like I said, you guys, you'd be surprised. 10 minutes gone in qualifying and nobody has set the time from 9th down to last, which is 18th. So 11 drivers. No. 9 drivers have not set a time. It's this part of the track where Supercar Race going around now, which is the trickiest part of the track, which catches a lot of people out looking at the times. Yes, Sunday when I was doing a race, it was like from first to last, which was like 22 or 23 races, and it was like a 5 or 6 second gap because nobody could put a very, very fast time in so little time because they were trying to push so hard and it was always at the track limit. But on the provisional pole at the moment is blue flag with a 2.85.4. Lewis right behind him with Rui in 3rd. That's the top 3 at the moment with FRL ACC pretty much identical time to Rui. But we've only got 9 cars that have set the time out of 18. Alec, FRL Voltan has set the time. He has set the time, but he is 4.8 down. He's got King of the Hill coming around the corner now with 2.2 seconds behind. There's not a lot of time now, so the cars of the track who have not set the time do need to set the time to get anywhere on the grid. Plenty of spaces. But as you can see at the moment, you got Lewis, blue flag on provisional pole with Lewis in 2nd and Rui in 3rd, FRL in 4th, Nathan in 5th, J. Prentice in 6th, Axel Racing in 7th, Allmark in 8th, King the Hill in 9th. Oh, sorry. Did the Bufflin in 10th. Captain Van der Beek in 11th, FRL Voltan in the 12th, George, Nico, Jug, Supercar Ray and Anderson still need to set the time. Surprising Supercar Ray hasn't set the time. Like I said to you earlier, he's normally up in the top first. Free practice, Nico was the quickest guy. believe, if I remember rightly, before I had to restart and start everything again. George is normally pretty quick. He's normally in the top 10 in qualifying as well, so as they're coming around the last corner, let's see if he can make a time. He doesn't set a time. Bit unfortunate. Nobody sets a time out of them 3 cars coming around. See if Axel Racing can improve on this time. Followed closely by Lewis. He doesn't. Lewis is at 3rd, he stays where he is as well. G Prentice doesn't improve either. Supercar is coming around the last corner now. Has he made anything of this? He got 1 lap in there. He comes 3rd. It's expected him to be in at least the top 5-6, and he does go 3rd. So Captain Van der Beek, can he improve in his time? Stays where he is. King of the Hill is coming around the last couple of corners now. Looks like he stays in 10th at the moment, but he got time to do another lap. FRL vote done. Is the last guy to have set a time. He stays where he is with Hutch. He is up in 5th. So we have Nico has come down corner 20, I believe. There's 20 corners in this race. He goes up into 6th place at the moment. Hey, as he has a little bit of a fun. Well, enjoys himself before he starts the race. As we look on board with Axel Racing, can he improve? Axel stays in 9th. Keep on board with Lewis. I don't think he's coming there now. Nathan's on the last corner. Doesn't improve. Supercar 3. Supercar 3 goes up in 2nd. Right behind Blue Flag. Who's expecting that? Normally in the top 6, like I said, but Jug, he needs a set of time. Where can he be on the grid? Goes up into 13th. As we jump on board with King of the Hill now, there's only 2 cars left out on track. King of the Hill does improve on his time. He only goes up 1 spot just in front of Olmark. With Blue Flag is the only car out on track. He is in pole position because nobody can beat him because he is the last car out on track. He may as well just come into the pit. But can he improve on his time with a 2.8.4? He does that. Right. So, as it stands, you have Blue Flag on pole with Supercar 3 in 2nd, Rui 77 in 3rd spot with Lewis in 4th, FRL ACC in 5th, Nico 6th, Nathan in 7th, J Prentice 8th, Axel Racing in 9th, Anderson in 10th, King of the Hill in 11th, Olmac in 12th, Jug in 13th, Tinder Mufflin in 14th, Captain Van der Beek in 15th, FRL Vodka in 16th. George didn't set the time, he will start last on the grid. So, I don't know why this has happened. Ah, you're having a bloody laugh, you know? Even across the line, that's fucking... Sorry guys, I know what happened. It's a nightmare. I think guys, sorry for that. We're just waiting for the game to load up now before we start our race, which will be 1 hour at the Cota circuit, season 7, round 7. About our next level racing. If you want to improve your sim racing or get into sim racing, a seat, steering wheel, anything, check these guys out on our webpage and on Instagram. Give them a follow, give them a like. Don't forget to subscribe as well. But as it stands, we have blue flag out up front with Supercar 3 in second place. We have 3 minutes countdown now before we start our race. Oh, this is not going to watch. Race, but we got the championship points with Elysium 187, 2 points behind. You have FRL ACC, which has Law all over the back of these two, who is only 7 points down from FRL ACC, 9 behind Elysium. So anything can happen in this race with J Prentice on 164. King of the Hills only 3 points down on J Prentice. With a 161 point behind is Lewis with a supercar drain of 149. Lemaro's in the 132s. Blue Flags in a 121. 2 points behind is George on a 119. Tinder Mufflin is a 102. Axel is on 94 points with 2 points behind Jug. A point behind is Camu with FRL ACC 82 points. On 60 points is Goofy and Nathan, with Rui on 55 points with Anderson and 40 points. Cheese Monkey 34 with Captain Van der Beek on 19. Nigger on 17 with Allmark and Nico on 0. I don't know if on a team standing you have LLE Racing and Elysium and Lamaro on a 319 with FRL Admin Elite Sport, FRL ACC Volton on a 267 with FRL Racing Motorsports 252, Lewis and Axel Racing. Rise Over the Lost Ark with Low and Goofy on 236. For Poise Driven Motorsport, George and Dinda on a 221. Team FRL Racing Team Rui King for the Hills and Rui on a 215 with McLaren GT3 Racing Team, Blue Flag and Nathan on a 181 with Worst Team Scenario, Supercar Ray and Van der Beek on a 167, Tractor Racing Boys, J Prentice and Nico on a 164 with SBR T2 Camo and Cheese Monkey on a 105. As we've only got 30 seconds left before we start our formation lap. With Invaders Motorsport Jug on his own, looks like it, with a 92 point with Lego Matrix Anderson on 40, with Kane Racing's team, Nega and Olmark on 17 points. So that's the championship and your team constructors at the moment. As we start the formation lap, and then we will start our race for 1 hour. Just a good board and all back at the moment. I can't change drivers or... sorry, that's just my sentence. So you huge championship, maybe the constructors on team points wise. Looks lovely with all these cars going around. Don't forget, next level racer is the place you want to be if you want to try and have a look at the new setup, wheel, brake, anything like that. Seem to be coming down the back straight now. It's can't change anything about the view or anything like that, guys. Have to wait till we start racing before I can do anything. Like I said to you, it's a bit of a mare. Before the start of qualifying, I don't know what it was. It was linked up, everything, and I honestly do not know what went wrong, so this is my just 3 minutes of qualifying. But as soon as the racing commences now, I will be sure to be able to see the telemetry, the track, you also, and jump on board to some very good fun, fast racing, updates and action-packed 1 hour at Cota. This is Taco Tuesday. It's always fun on Taco Tuesday. We've always got plenty of action throughout Taco Tuesday. Always fun, always action packed. Turn 1. Let's hope we've got all 18 cars going around T1. As we be sure now for the green light for Season 7, Round 7, Tier 2 at Cota, America's track limit. Pwah. Green light. Here we go. As we just jump on board with the race leader at off. Let's jump on board the race leader. There's a bit of contact. I think I was going off a little bit further down. just want to jump on board with the front runners at the moment, just having a look in the background just to see where everybody is. Flipping out, excuse me. As the delivery seems to be having an epileptic fit. As blue flag stays in front with Rui in second, with blue supercar in third. And we've got all these cars coming around now, just after the tricky part of the section. Got Van de Beek under pressure from the muffler, so it looks like everybody has survived turn 1. So the race is on. Here we go. As they come down the back straight now, with, as you can see in the background, with a couple of cars under pressure, but I think that may be Jay Prentice. I think that may be Jay Prentice. Having a look up on the inside of the Audi of Nico, I think that may have been the McLaren of Nathan, and I think that's FRL ACC as well, which is unfortunate with Jay Prentice having a little bit of a contact, but he keeps it out on track with Nico just in front. He's putting him under a lot of pressure now, so we're just keeping him back with the back 5, and we just keep on board with a couple of the runners up at the front with Supercar 3 under a lot of pressure from, I believe that may be John Axel Racing, I'm not too sure, it's hard to say, as blue flag comes across with the fastest lap currently, but there's plenty of laps to go. There's 1 hour of racing, and I think that's Jag having a look on Supercar 3 with Anderson, and I believe that may be, it's hard to tell till everybody starts coming up. Rui, who started really well in the race, but having a look at it now, and Nathan is all over the back of Lewis. The Supercar Ray not too far behind. I think, oh, that was nearly a little bit of contact. I think they may be a little bit better on brakes than Lewis, I don't know, but I think maybe Lewis is just taking it a little bit too cautious, trying to not get track limits. As they come down, no way, just avoids the McLaren of blue flag just in front of Supercar right all over the back of the 40s. Here we go now, coming down the back straight. This is a bloody drag race down into this hard braking left corner. Who's going to be best on brakes? I think this may be the best view. And let's have a look. George is having a look at the inside of Axel Racing. Nah, he doesn't make a stick. Oh, it looks like the BMW of Olmac was wide. He's on the inside now of George. He doesn't make contact, he stays behind with King of the Hill, I believe that is just in the background with FRL ACC. Oh, it did a bit of the sausage curve with King of the Hill going over the sausage curve and going a little bit wide for FRL ACC to take that spot off him. So we've got a very, very action-packed race ahead of us. We've got a lot to look forward to. It looks like Supercar 3 is currently in front. I don't even know what's happened there now. Where is Blue Flag? Blue Flag is currently down the list in 11th. Not sure if it was contact. May not be contact, but I don't think there was any. I don't think there was a close enough gap to make contact with Blue Flag. I think it might have been a bit of an error in them sausage curbs. I don't think, but we just jump on board with a couple of guys now coming around this tricky part of the section. This is where the track limits are costly to a lot of people. On board with FRL ACC now, he's got a little bit of breathing space, so the top 5 at the moment. The Supercar 3 currently in front of Nathan, which is just over half a second, with Lewis all over the back of him coming around this corner with Nico and Jake Prentice. So we just jump on board with Axel Racing coming down this back straight now, because he's going to be under pressure by George, I believe. Coming down here now, he's having a slipstream of Jake Prentice. I don't think he'll make his stick. Oh, he's made his stick. Whoa, that was very, very close. George does tuck himself just in front of Axel Racing, who was very, very good on the brakes then, not to make contact with George on the charge now, with Olmark having a look at on Axel Racing with FRL ACC not too far behind as he hits a bit of the curb. King of the Hill is not too far behind as well. So we've only gone into 7 minutes of this race, and this race has been exciting from start to finish, as it does, as the Tackle Tuesday Tier 2, as Blue Flag is making his way up the field, was the fastest man on the track. I can't see any contact on his car, so it looks like he made a bit of an error, maybe a bit of a curb and spun, and hopefully without no damage, and can make some time up with Rui all over the back of Captain Van der Beek, with Rui maybe having a look on the inside. He may go wide and then come back for the switch. He does, but this tricky part of the section is hard to overtake, so I'm not expecting an overtake. With Nico all over the back of Lewis now. Let's have a look. These two are very quick drivers. Can Lewis defend Nico off? Oh, looks like Lewis may have gone a little bit wide, but he is out in front. It's this corner that makes a difference when you're coming down into this fast part of the section. So Supercar 3 is out in front with Nathan, in second with Lewis, currently in third. Lewis has done our corner better than Nico, with Nico having currently the fastest lap. This is like a DRS trail, just like Formula 1. When you're right behind another car, it's hard to overtake when one car in front of you is faster than the other. But Captain Van der Beek is under a lot of pressure by Rui. Is he going to defend hard? He defends it. Can he keep it? Rui's all over the back of him. Oh, it's Captain Van der Beek. Keeps it nice and tight. He's keeping it nice and tight coming up to this corner. Don't hit the sausage curb. Be surprised how much time and traction you can lose on them sausage curbs. The bloody pain of this bloody track. If they weren't there, it'd be a lot better. The track limits are a nightmare anyway. Captain Van der Beek is defended well from Rui, who's gone a little bit deep. And we'll just jump on board with the front runners now, with George putting G Prentice under a lot of pressure. I'm not sure if he was flashing or not, but can he have a better drive up this corner? I don't think so. He looked like he had a better drive at this corner, but he didn't have nowhere to go because that big Bentley was in the way. So we have Axel Racing not too far behind George, who's putting him under a lot of pressure because he's got Jay Prentice just up in front, who he wants to try and overtake with Nico not too far behind Lewis now. This is the corner that can make a difference. That's who can be the best on the brakes and make this corner stick. Whoever gets a better drive at this corner, and especially the slipstream, hopefully can try and overtake coming down this back straight into the sharp, hard braking left corner. Hairpin, if you want to call it a hairpin. Goes back at you. Nico is putting Lewis under a lot of pressure. I thought he could have egged him on a little bit. Oh, he's put him under a bit too much pressure now. They may be going side by side, going around this quadruple, right under maybe, I'm not too sure, but Nico goes a lot wider. Lewis keeps it on the black stuff with J Prentice all over the back of Nico now. So who knows, with blue flag having currently the fastest lap, he seems to be the quickest car on the track at the moment. He's currently in 11th spot, so I'll try and keep an eye out for him, trying to make up some time and some passing moves. Looks like FRL ACC is not too far behind Allmac. As they come around T1 now. It is a, whoa, they do not make contact, but it was very, very, very close. It does put FRL ACC off his racing line just a little bit. And I think he would have had a better drive at that corner. This is the tricky part of the track, whether a lot of track limits will be claimed. This not have any drive-throughs. So we got a nice bunch of cars here so early on in the race. It's only been 12 minutes, obviously we've got 48 minutes left of racing. So out in front we got Nathan holding this pack up with Lewis on the look up in the inside. Again, does he make it stick? He's side by side as they go. Lewis got the better slipstream, being behind the car with Nico just on the outside now because Nathan is defending. It looks like Nico is going to take the spot off Lewis, but Lewis is coming back on the outside, but he will have the inside on this corner, and they're neck and neck. So there's a little bit of argy-bargy. That's fine. This is racing. He's on the outside now. Can he keep it on the outside and not hit that Archer's curb? He does go deep as hell with Jay Prentice just on the outside as well as they come around this quadruple. And now, oh, Lewis has lost out the place. No, he does. He keeps his place just in front of Jay Prentice with George all over the back of them as well. So this is not a bad race. This action packed and it's gonna be very, very close to the wire. It's good. No contact is no contact is good racing. And they're coming down at the T1 now. Let's see what is going to happen now after T1. I think they will be in train formation, one behind the other. Like I said to you, it's that back straight, it's coming out of that drive. Right. Oh, he might have been a bit of track limits there, Nico, but we got Lewis not too far behind with G Prentice in the fastest lap, and maybe the strip steam. No, it looks like Nico has spun. I don't think it was contact, I think he just spun on that tricky part of the section. He's under pressure now for Bolton from FRL ACC. As we're just checking up on board with Nathan now, coming round that corner, the telemetry, sorry. So Jay Prentice is under a lot of pressure now from George coming down the back straight. Looks like Lewis got a bit of breathing space. Jay Prentice is not going to try and overtake Lewis. He is going to try and keep George behind, who is putting him under a lot of pressure with Nico down 4-5 spots from this race, which is very unfortunate. So they need to catch back up to Nathan. As they come around that Tequila, here we go. That's blue flag there. Sorry, blue flag. I missed you overtaking another one or two cars. Reason being because I'm going to jump on board with a few other drivers right up in front, because I'm going to be sure to see you coming past these maybe, I'm not saying you will, but with the speed and pace you have coming back after that spin early on in the race, and you are currently in 9th, and I think you did drop down to about 11th or 12th, which is very unfortunate. You was out in front, Supercar Ray currently out in front at the moment, with Nathan in 3rd, with Lewis in Nathan in 2nd, with Lewis in 3rd, with Gene Prentice not too far behind now. Everybody's making a bit of a gap between each other, which is normal because everybody's on different tyre strategy. But the guy you want to watch out now for is Nathan Blue Flag. He was the quickest guy on track at the start, and he is the quickest guy. Oh, no way! As you got Nathan with a drive-through and George with a drive-through. That is most probably potentially with a track limit marker, with Lewis going very wide now, who's going to be under a lot of pressure. I think that is George. Sorry, George under a lot of pressure from God, I don't even know. Axel Racing, sorry, Axel Racing put George under a lot of pressure and overtaking him. Happy days, let's go racing. J Prentice has put in Lewis under pressure, with J Prentice currently having the fastest lap at the moment. Oh, it's been an action-packed first 15 minutes, and we're only 17 minutes into it. Oh no, Nico, it's a bit of a curve. He's going to be under pressure now with FRL ACC on the outside. Can he keep it on the outside and tuck it in? Inside, coming up to the next couple of corners. No, he will bide his time, I think, and maybe try and get a slipstream coming up into turn 1. Looks like he's close enough. Let's see who can have the better drive out of that corner. And Nico will be under pressure now from FRL ACC with Blue Flag right behind. So these two, FRL ACC is not close enough, which is unfortunate, because I like to see everybody catching everybody, and I want to be seeing everybody catching everybody, because this is racing and we love it. Captain Van de Beek is not too far behind for Allmark, but we got to jump on board with these guys at the moment. Blue Flag is having a stormer in 8th place, sorry. He's all over the back of FRL ACC, and he is putting him under a lot of bloody pressure, which I think he may have a good drive out of the next corner. Coming down into the back straight, seems like he has a little bit lower downforce, because I've noticed when he is being another car, he does gain a lot of time coming down this long straight. But it seems like Hutch was quicker out of that corner, and he's easier to defend with Blue Flag up in 8th place at the moment. You've got Nathan, who still needs a service pit stop, who's currently in 2nd with Supercar 3 in 1st. You've got Lewis in 3rd. I think he will take 2nd spot, with J Prentice in 3rd, because Nathan has the drive-through, which is very, very unfortunate. I just jumped down the bottom of the pack now. With Anderson in last, comes across the line. Dylan Mufflin in 16th, Jack in 15th, you got George in 14th. Surprising, he was down there, he must have had contact, I'm not too sure with who, but FRL Volton is putting Allmark under a lot of pressure. Let's see how this pans out. The Captain Van de Beek hitting a lot of curb now. Volton's going on the attack for these two. Can he make a stick? As Captain Van de Beek has a lot of defending to do from Allmark. He opens a door by doing so for FRL Volton to go through, which puts FRL Volton right behind Captain Van de Beek, who's going to be under a lot of pressure now, coming down into turn 1, but I think he may be a little bit too far back, but coming after out of the next couple of corners and then tricky S's when the track limits are absolutely crucial, and brutal. He may attack him coming down the back straight and hopefully maybe be a little bit closer and can put him under a lot more pressure and maybe going up into 11th spot. But Captain Van der Beek has got something to do with Rui, who sets the fastest lap currently at the moment with 39 minutes left of racing. We just jump on board with these two guys at the moment because there is a little bit of a gap between everybody. Oh, sorry. Looks like FRL ACC. Looking at the wrong people. Nico has made a move on Axel Racing, but did he make a mistake? I think he made and hit a bit too much curb, so I think he will still be behind. So FRL Bogdan is not close enough with Rui, currently the fastest guy on the track, with King of the Hill under a lot of pressure from the fastest guy on the track. Oh, Rui goes too wide then. He does keep it in the track limits, which is very, very good. Happy days. So we'll just jump on board with Nico now. Just looking at the telemetry now, Nico is under a lot of pressure from FRL Bogdan. Let's see what drag racing this turns out to be. Looks like Nathan's coming in for his drive-through. The only people that's made the pit at the moment is Anderson and Olmac. We still got cars bunched up out in front, which is brilliant. So Anderson is here, Olmac is there. So that could be a race for position between these two. So Jug still needs to make his pit stop with Nathan currently serving his pit drive-through, sorry. So we've got Axel under pressure from Nico. Let's see who can have better drive at this corner. We're just out in front. We've got Lewis under a lot of pressure from Jay Prentice. Let's have a look who can have the better drive at this corner, coming down into the back straight with the battle for 4th and 5th, which is Nico just in the background, but there now. But we'll just jump on board with these two guys. Looks like Lewis will defend and keep this spot. I think he is just out in front. G Prentice is hard on the brakes then. Where is he? They are not too far apart. This is the battle for 2nd place, and then you got Axel and Nico battling for 3rd and 4th, and then 4th and 5th, sorry, and then you got FRL ACC and Blue Flag fighting for 6th and 5th. Blue Flag, sorry, I missed another couple of overtakes, but you'll be battling so well with these two guys. So this is the battle for 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th, 6th and 7th. Oh, it's all happening. We've got two bunch of cars with Jay Prentice going up on the inside of Lewis now. Let's have a look at this now. This could be a drag race down into T1. A tricky turn 1, because as soon as you come out to the corner of turn 1, it does dip and bounce. And in the background there now, Nico's all over the back of Axel Racing, who looks to go on the inside as well, but we'll just jump on this boat because Jay Prentice made a stick on Lewis. Axel, by the looks of it, made it stick and kept in front of Nico, with FRL ACC still in front of Blue Flag currently. Anything can happen because they have still got to make a pit stop, with Dinner Bufflin having a stop and go. We've only got 25 minutes left of racing, and anything can still happen. So you've got 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th, 6th and 5th battling it out for position. Anything can happen, and this is bloody great racing. With Supercar 3 is just having a bloody lovely lonely race route in front at the moment, but Jay Prentice is going to be under pressure coming down this back straight slipstream. If Lewis can have a great drive at that corner and get even a little bit tighter to him, I don't think he is close enough with Olmac. Nico, sorry, not too far behind Axel Racing, and just behind is FRL ACC defending off blue flag, who was the pole sitter with Rui, the fastest guy out on track at the moment. We'll just have a look where everybody else is. Looks like George is putting Captain Van der Beek under pressure. Let's see what he can do. So FRL Volton is not too far behind. So this is the battle for 9th and 10th. Did George make anything of this? These last couple of corners, can have a good drive out of these last couple of corners. It does catch a lot of people out by going too slow and too tight. Sometimes you can go wider and come back in. Oh, he is right behind him now. So let's have a look out of this quadruple, I think it is, right under, and into the next left, and drag race up into T1. This is going to be fun. I don't think he is close enough. He will come into the pit. The referee Vogtan is still out there now, so Supercat Ray is currently in first place, but Jay Prentice is second, under pressure from Lewis, who's, I was going to say, under a lot of pressure from Nathan then, but I don't think that is the case at the moment. I think Nico is under a lot of pressure from FRL ACC, who is trying to push Nico along with Axel Racing. Don't know what's happening between these lot, but this is bloody brilliant. They're catching up to a blue flag. That's what it is, with Nico going up on the inside now of Axel Racing, coming down to the drag race, down into this hand braking left hander. I think Nico will make a stick. I think Nathan out in front has put these guys off and pulled these guys out on track, with Hutch not too far behind, and he is going to put blue flag just in front of FRL ACC by doing so. So I'm not too sure. FRL ACC comes back at him and he makes his sticks as George has a stop and go penalty. Oh, blue flag's on the outside with Axel Racing just out in front, with blue flag trying to take full advantage of any slip up, with Nico taking Axel Racing, with FRL ACC is not going to give anything away. He will have a look up on the inside of the last turn, and he does make his stick. Axel Racing loses out 2 positions in 1 lap there now. You have Nico and an FRL taking Axel Racing. Axel Racing, has he got anything for him? He does look on the inside. He's not close enough to make anything stick. FRL ACC does go a little bit wide as Axel does go on the outside, and he does not make a stick. He does go too wide, with FRL ACC keeping that spot that he just took off him in the last couple of corners. Oh, it's bloody great racing. So Nico is the victor of that. He does take on Axel Racing, with FRL ACC taking over Axel Racing, and it's a bit unfortunate with blue flag. I do not know what's happened there. Oh, he's coming to the pits. So we're halfway through racing, guys. With you've got George with a stop and go, you've got Omac with a drive through, and you've got Anderson now is in the middle of the pack. I believe that is Jay Prentice as well, under a lot of pressure from Lewis. So that has not swapped around, with Supercat Ray currently out in front in P1, with Jay Prentice still under pressure from Lewis. With, if you think about it now, you have Nathan, who is just in front of Nico, but Lewis is just in front of these guys, with Lewis not too far behind Jay Prentice. He will maybe have a look at the inside, but he doesn't. But coming out to the last corner now is the drag race coming down into T1 as Lewis comes into the pit. As Nico comes around the corner, he's in P3 at the moment, going there for a lot, not too far behind. And you've got Axel racing under a lot of pressure. Now, I was going to say FRL Vodka, I believe. But he's not under pressure from FRL Vodka. But in front now is Tueaday with Jay Prentice in third, with Nico in third. Anderson is going to be a lapped car with Lewis currently in the pits with FRL ACC coming around that tricky part of the section. That is the track limit. Brutal track limit for me. First section, the rest of that the track, it's easy. It's a nice flowing track after that first section for me. But that's just me. So let's see what everybody else can come out on track, and because we've got 28 minutes left of racing, and Tueaday is currently out in front with just over 9 seconds from Jay Prentice, with Nico with 2.3 in third, with FRL ACC not too far behind with just over, well, 2 seconds, not too far behind. All Mark still needs to deserve is drive through, and Rui has currently the fastest lap. Just looking at the telemetry, guys, so we have Anderson all over the back of Allmark, I think. Checks it up on the inside with Allmark having to drive through, which I haven't got a clue what you're on about. See, I haven't got a clue what's going on, guys. If you've seen sorry guys, I'm going to clue what's going on. This is going nuts. Apart from that, so Allmark is coming in for his drive through now. So currently out in front we have Tueaday, who's on the 15th lap, who was halfway through. Well, I wouldn't say halfway through, but see, 1/3 through of the 15th lap. With Jay Prentice in the pits with FRL ACC in third, Nico in fourth, Axel racing in fifth, Captain Mandebeek in sixth, Jug in seventh, Lewis in eighth. You also have Blue Flag, who started on pole, currently was the fastest lap in ninth. It's been unfortunate to him. Rui in 10th, King the Hill in 11th, Nathan in 12th, Anderson in 13th, FRL Vodka in 14th, George 15th, Allmark in 16th, Tinder in 17th. Don't forget, guys, this is powered by Next Level Racing. Don't forget, on our webpage we have the link, so they have sponsored us and they have so much to offer for anybody's new sim racing. You got wheels, rigs, stuff like that, so their equipment is awesome, so check them out before you go anywhere else. If you do ever start wanting to upgrade or wanting to start getting off the pad onto a rig, check these guys out, Next Level Racing. You can find them on our webpage and also on Instagram as well, followed by us, FRL Formula Racing League. As Jay Prentice seems to have a stop and go, I'm not too sure why that is. I believe that may be for speeding in the pit lane, because I can't think of anything else, because he wasn't under contact or under pressure from anybody, and he did come into the pits with FRL Vodka will be currently the pole, well, the race leader as he crosses this line now. We look at Blue Flag now. Just taking on Nico coming down this tricky part of the section. This is the second half, well, last part of the section, sorry. Last part of the section, which is also tricky, but trick limits are easy to avoid. But Blue Flag was currently in first place starting the race. He did make a spin. He was down the bottom part of the grid to come back up in 6th currently with 24 minutes left of racing. Who knows where he could end up. He is tuned at McLaren to a T. It suits him around here, and he is absolutely flying. He's all over the back of Nico now. I think that Nico has got some work to do to defend. So I think he may have just went a little bit too wide, Nico, as we have Louis all over the back of Axel Racing, but I'm not looking into that at the moment. And as well, this is going to be an hard part of the track, hard part of the track to overtake. So just jump on board with these guys because the other two are not too far behind. So when these come out of this last couple of corners, coming down to the back fast, back and back straight, coming down into that heartbreaking left-hander. This left-hander coming down, who can have the better drive at this corner. With Blue Flag at the better drive at that corner, he's going to put all Nico under a lot of pressure. Can he have a great slipstream coming down? Can he be braver on the brakes? I think he's a bit too far back as all Nico uses all the track as possible. With Axel Racing, he lost out to Rui. So Rui is currently on the fastest lap. Oh no, huh? Yeah. So Rui has currently the fastest lap of the race. I'll just jump on board with these guys now. Let's see if Blue Flag can make it stick. Coming up to the last corner of the drag race, coming up into turn 1. If you can just get in front of him before turn 1, I think he may will have a bit of a breathing space coming down the back straight. I'm not being under too much pressure from Nico, but I don't think he's close enough to make any type of move. I think he will still be behind him as FRL ACC has just come out of the pits now. He has a stop go who I think most probably was speeding in the pit lane, which is very unfortunate for him being up in the top 5 currently. If he didn't make a stop and go with Rui, Axel, the hill, if he comes in now for another stop and go, I think he may come down into like 10th and 11th, which is very unfortunate for FRL ACC. Having a good race, there's a couple of stop and goes and a couple of drive-throughs during the race, which is unfortunate for any racer on this track. It is demanding. I think Axel Racing may have a drive-through now because of track limit. So Blue Flag is all over the back of Nico. This is the fight for 3rd spot. Will he make himself big in the wing mirrors? But I don't think he has got enough pace to try and overtake. The Supercar right currently out in first with Lewis not too far behind, with just 5 seconds, mind. Yeah, but the race, we've still got 20 minutes left. Anything can happen. Oh, he just misses the sausage curves. I hate the bloody sausage curbs. I love them sausage curbs. Oh, who put them there? Apart from that, it looks like Blue Flag is all over the back of Nico. He's being a little frustration now with FRL. That's not too far behind, but he got to stop and go. But That's very unfortunate. If you can catch up to these two without having to stop and go, it would have. Oh! It goes a little bit deep. Does miss him and avoid him. He is not close enough. I thought he may have been looking at the camera angle. Just looking down at the telemetry, guys, there's not a lot of stuff happening. So all I can do is just jump on board with the front guys at the moment, because these are the closest runners and fighting for position. Even though these guys down here are fighting for position, there's not a lot happening with Anderson all over the back of FRL ACC all of a sudden. I'm sure I just looked at it. Let's have a quick look here now. Let's see if Anderson can make a stick up on the back of FRL ACC. Coming around the last couple of corners. He has a bit too much curve. I don't think he's going to be close enough now with FRL ACC. Not missing the curves. Quite having a good exit. But it doesn't seem that way. It looks like FRL Vodka is still under pressure. Let's see who can have the better drive at the last corner. I think Anderson is going to be taking it off FRL ACC, because I don't know what happened then. I think he may have put his foot down a bit too much and then lost a bit of traction. It's been unfortunate. Oh, the FRL ACC Volgan going to come back. I think he's not going to make a stick in our BMW, which is very unfortunate. I think he's struggled a little bit on his track. Because Anderson, I think, may have had a bit of a slide. He lost a bit of time then from FRL Volgan, with Anderson under pressure now from him. With Hutch still needing to make his pit stop. As they come down from this sweeping left hand corner, flat out, down to this tricky left hand corner. Looks like a left hand corner, but it cuts in pretty much from right straight to the left with FRL Vodka. Can he have a good slipstream from this McLaren? McLaren seem to be good on his track today. It looks like FRL Vodka is going to make himself look big in the win mirrors. I don't think he is close enough to make any type of move at the moment. Maybe on the next lap, who knows? He's put him under a lot of pressure. I think he went a little bit too wide end, but these McLarens around this course seem to be doing really well with Anderson. If they're too much curb, I do not like them curbs. Why are they there? They don't need to be there. Oh, he looks up the inside. Vodka makes it stick on the inside on Anderson. Could be better out on this corner with Anderson putting FRL Vodka under a lot of pressure now. The drag race down into turn 1. Can he make a stick? Looks like FRL Vodka is going to stay out in front and keep that position. He had a better drive out that corner, I think, and seems to have made a stick with 15 minutes left of racing left to go. Ready to jump on board now with Nico, who has blue flag just in front of him. Is he going to take him on the inside? Oh, no way. He makes contact with blue flag, which is very, very unfortunate. Oh, that's unlucky. So blue flag has lost out. No, he hasn't lost out yet. That's very, very unfortunate as he comes around the last corner, coming up to Stafford Street. It's unlucky as Axel Racing comes around. Triple right hander before he comes in a left. That's unlucky for Blue Flag. He's having an unfortunate race for starting the race on pole position and then currently going down to the bottom half of the field and then coming back is a very good drive. To me, he's my driver of the day. I know it's only 40 minutes left of racing, but I believe he deserves it. But George all over the back of these two now, with Anderson going up on the inside. He looks to make it stick as FRL Volta is going to try and make it difficult for him with George all over the back of these two. It's a bit of a scrap on going on, but yeah. FRL latches all over the back of Jag in that Bentley. Ah, so you got scraps going all over the bloody park. Yeah, yeehaw. This is what we want to see. Looks like Nathan has J. Prentice just in front as well in P9 with Jag not too far behind with FRL Volta in the mix. So Nathan is in the mix of these guys. J. Prentice just out in front with FRL actually going a little bit wide, taking Jag's position off him. Coming down into this hard left-hander. It's a tricky left-hander because you know when turning into that corner is crucial. Having a good drive out with George taking FRL Volta, excuse me, missed that, who maybe gonna take Anderson after this corner because he is gonna have a look up on the inside. He doesn't, but he's right behind him now with Anderson hitting a bit of a curb with George having a better drive at that corner, coming down into the fast backhander. He's going to make a stick, I believe. Yes, I think you believe into the braking zone. A supercar right out in front with Lewis in second and Nico in third. So these guys out in front is, sorry guys, need a bit more action up the park of the field. King Hill, he's like a silent ninja now. He just come from nowhere. Who's all over the back of Axel Racing, who's fighting the 6th spot. God, we got racing all over the bloody place now with 12 minutes left of racing, with Anderson under a little bit of pressure from Volta yet again. So Nathan got J. Prentice just out in front of him, just in front of King of the Hill is Axel Racing. He's a little bit too far back with Nathan, a little bit too far back as well. So King of the Hill, can he be deeper on the brakes and have a good drive at this corner? I think he went a little bit too deep. I think Axel will make this corner stick on the next couple of corners. So FRL Volta is the closest man to anybody out on track according to the telemetry. As Anderson looks to have slid a bit, so all he needs to do is keep it on track. We've only got just 11 minutes left of racing, plus whatever time left. We may have an extra lap left, maybe 12 or 30 minutes left of racing. Don't forget guys, this is Taco Tuesday Season 7, Round 7, Tier 2 Racing, powered by Next Level Racing. Don't forget to check them out on FRL Discord, they are there. And don't forget to follow them, like and subscribe this page as well. If you want to start getting sim racing and look to upgrade or anything like that with your racing equipment, jump on board with Next Level Racing before you go anywhere else. With Nico having a drive through now, that's potentially track limits. Seems like that tricky part of the section is catching a lot of people out because it is the worst place scenario. With FRL Volta on telemetry data is not too far behind Nathan. but it's unfortunate for Nico. He's going to lose a lot of places now. He may come down into 6th, maybe 7th, battle with these two, or depends. It's not the longest drive through, but it's going to cost you some time. It'll cost between 20 and 30 seconds, I believe. I'm not too sure exactly how much, but I know it's not the longest or the shortest pit straight. You come in, you pit, and out, I'd say about 30 seconds, so expect him to come in between 67 with Axel Racing and King of the Hill. He should come out just in front of Captain Van der Beek. The Supercar 3 is out in front at the moment with Lewis in second, who's just come across a line which is still 5 seconds behind. Nico will lose that third spot. Rui currently is the fastest guy out on track, well, who set the fastest lap. We've just got under 9 minutes left of racing, so it looks like King of the Hill is putting Axel Racing under a lot of pressure. We've got a last couple of corners. Let's see if he can make these last couple of corners count. Coming out of the last corner, if you can have a better drive out of the last corner, maybe you can put him under a lot of pressure coming into turn 1. And then if you can get in front of him into turn 1, he'll have to defend coming down the back straight. And I think this may be the case. I think this is what's going to happen. I think King of the Hill may make a stick up on the inside, but it looks like Axel Racing has got a good drive, good, maybe lesser downforce. This is why he stayed out in front. I think King of the Hill may have had a little bit too much rear wing, slowed him down a little bit more on the straights. I think this is why he's catching him in the corner. Sorry guys, I haven't got a bloody clue what's going on there. Bloody talk telling. As you come down now into left-hander, tricky left-hander, who could have a better drive this corner. I think he may be close enough to make a little bit of danger to Axel Racing if he can make a stick. This is bloody cracking drag race now. Axel Racing is gonna look to stay to the racing line with King of Hill, not too far behind. He's gonna stay where he is. So there could be another lap of anticipation between these two with so little time, with 6 minutes left. It's all or nothing between these two. As out in front now, we still have Supercar 3 in first with Lewis in second with just under 5 seconds. Now he's made up just over half a second with Rui, who has the fastest lap at the moment, with the race leader at the start of the race is currently in fourth. He's made so much time up and been in a lot of incidents, so we've just jumped on board with King of the Hill, who's putting Axel Racing under so much pressure. As we go around the last corner, can King of the Hill have a great drive out of this corner, which he seems to have had a good drive out of this corner. Can he make a stick come down into turn 1 though, if he has a good slipstream? Let's see what's happening now with no way, sorry. Flipping out, sorry. Sorry guys, I wasn't supposed to press X and sorry, FRL, let's just put in Nathan under a lot of pressure now, with Nathan making some ground up considering where he was early on in the race. King of the Hill is still behind Axel Racing. So leader Supercar 3 is on lap 24 currently. I think we'll have another 2 or 3 laps. Hill is a bit too far behind. It looks like Jack has had J Prentice has been drive through with FRL ACC all over the back of Nathan now. Ah, no way. I don't know what's happened there. I think FRL ACC had a massive drive and a massive better drive out that corner. I think he's flashing to say, sorry bad, let's carry on racing. It's very, very unfortunate. Nathan most likely will have a little bit of damage from that contact, but I hope it's not too severe and he can carry on racing. Supercar currently out in front with Lewis out in second and Rui in third spot with blue flag. I don't think if he had any contact anywhere on this track or did make an error, I'm not too sure what happened, why he did drop down so early on in the race. Would have been out in front with J Prentice with a drive through. I'm sure that was track limits. It is brutal here for track limits, especially for an hour race. So we'll just jump on board with these two guys where there's a bit of respect. I think Nathan had lost traction coming out that corner, hitting some curb with FRL ACC is just going to go on the outside now. I think he might break a little bit earlier. Ah, no way. No, we don't need none of that. So the last thing we want is these two cars going off now with Jack not too far behind. And don't forget now Jack is not too far behind, so if these two guys in front make contact, Jack will take full advantage of this contact in front if there is any. I really just hope not. It's very, very unfortunate. We've got Lewis overtaking some back markers. I believe it's Lewis. No, sorry. Axel Racing is overtaking some of the back markers. I think it's Anderson and Mufflin having a bit of a scrap, is it? Nope. Anderson's up there, Dylan Mufflin's there. Looks like Allmark being retired into the pits. So King of the Hill is still all over the back of Axel Racing with J Prentice still needing to make his drive through. Just in the back there now, I believe that is Dylan Mufflin. Who's catching the back of these two were squabbling. Just nothing happens between the lot of them with just under 2 minutes left of racing, and it's been a very action-packed race. Don't forget, guys, this is powered by Next Level Racing. Don't forget to check them out. If you upgrade, it'll improve your racing and stuff like that, because it's bloody awesome equipment. It is on the FRL webpage, plus they're on Instagram. Check them out. We're following them, they're following us. It's powered by them. So we just got over a minute left of racing to go with the Supercar 3 out in front with Lewis in second and Louis in third. Just jumping on board now with Axel Racing, who's just got a bit of a breathing space from King of the Hill. FRL ACC is still putting Nathan under a lot of pressure with, I believe, there may be one lap left of racing. All depends when Supercar 3 is here. If he can cross that line with time to spare, there will be definitely another lap. So we'll just jump on board with him at the moment. And then we'll just jump on board with FRL ACC. Sorry, because it seems to be a nice little scrap going on between these two. Supercar 3, just as I expected, Supercar 3 will do one lap. It looks like Anderson has picked up a drive through as well, which is very unfortunate. So late on in the race. We've got King of the Hill all over the backs of Axel Racing. I don't think FRL ACC was enough to make any type of move coming down that back straight. Just to make sure. Nope. This one to go to the last couple of corners now. What the bloody hell is going on there? I was probably right after. As King of the Hill is all over the back of Axel Racing now. So as they come around the last couple of corners, they are deep on the brakes with King of the Hill all over the back of Axel Racing. Let's see what this drag race is all about as they come up into turn 1. Let's see who can be the best on the brakes, who's the bravest, who's going to make that corner stick. Can he keep it nice and tight, take it up on the inside? Nah, I don't think coming around this tricky part of the section now. I don't know if they're all on final warnings. Are they going to keep it in the track limits, because this part of the track is the brutalest part of the track limits. Hate it. Supercar 3 has not got many corners to take. Looks like FRL Vodka is not too far behind, but he is a lapped car, with King of the Hill still putting Axel Racing under a lot of pressure. Just looking at the telemetry now. There's not a lot of racing out there now. So King of the Hill and Axel Racing are the only ones fighting for position. So Nathan, don't make any mess now, so he needs to keep it out on track, just in front of FRL Vodka, and it looks like he is need a little bit of time coming around that tricky part of the section. I don't think FRL Hutch has got anything for him. King of the Hill seems to be all over the back of Axel Racing now. Is he going to make a stick up on the inside? No, he's going to be all over the back of him to the start-finish line. He will keep it nice and tight as he looks to go on the inside. He looks to stay behind, which is very unfortunate. Last thing he wants now is if them sausage curls were there to lose any type of time. When they're so close, coming around the last couple of corners, as coming around a couple of corners. King of the Hill goes a little bit wide. If he was a little bit tighter, maybe he could have made it. Oh, no way, there's no contact. Oh, that was very, very close, but there was no contact made with Supercar Dre. Doing some bloody lovely donuts now, with Lewis in second place, with Rui in third, with Blue Flag in fourth, Nico in fifth, Axel Racing in sixth, with a bloody close race behind in seventh. King of the Hill, Captain Van de Beek in eighth. Coming across the line now is Nathan FRL ACC, not too far behind. Gives a flash of recognition in 10th. Jack, good race from him in 11th. George coming around the last corner now in 12th. With Jay Prentice, way having a bloody drag race in 13th, and FRL Votan in 14th, Anderson in 15th, 16th is Dinner Mufflin, 17th is Allmark, but Supercar 3 will be your race winner for Season 7, Round 7, Taco Tuesday, Tier 2 at Cota. We've got 2 more races left of this. There are 2 American tracks left. We will be at the Indianapolis next week, so I hope you jump aboard and watch the stream, guys. I will check the link up in the chats a little bit later on, but we've only got 2 more races left, Indianapolis and Laguna Seca. So with Supercar 3 being your race winner, with Lewis in second and Rui in third, with the fastest lap as well with an extra point. This is Next Level Racing, FRL, Danamark, Formula Racing League. Don't forget to check us out on Discord and Next Level Racing. Peace.